Welcome to the Daily Podcast. My name is Michelle Sinclair, and I am a divine healer. I do my teachings from the Christ letters. This is the basis of my teachings. So if you're interested in the Christ letters, you can listen to those for free here on YouTube, or you can download them for free online. It was through the study of these letters that I came to enlightenment. And it was the study of this for a few years. And then going out on my own and not coming back until I had achieved what it was that I had wanted, which was the enlightenment, and that I understood it all on such a deep level. So today we're going to talk about frequency, vibration, and reaping and sowing. And so I'm going to read to you first out of page 112. Therefore, as you radiate the light, you will radiate unconditional love. You will promote the growth and spiritual development of every other living entity. You will yearn to nourish and nurture. You will work to promote protection and healing and education. You will long to assist in the establishment of loving law and order in which all will be able to live harmoniously, successfully, and prosperously. You will be in the kingdom of heaven. This is the ultimate goal for everybody, to be able to radiate this light, because it actually permeates your environment. People will notice this light, they will be curious about it, and they will want part of it, because they intuitively will know that you are radiating the truth. That's why it feels so nice, that's why it feels so good. So when you're not radiating the truth, it's apparent, it's noticeable. This is why when you speak to someone and someone is really genuine, they're really passionate about something that they're saying to you, that genuine feeling, you actually can feel it. It's an actual vibration, and it holds within it energy. And so when you receive this energy in your body system, just by being around it, you intuitively know that it's truth. Now, some people might hear something that is truth and they will say, no, it's not. Because they have some type of resistance, they have some type of block, some kind of barrier that is up around them that is distorting fact from fiction. However, today what we're going to talk about is the law of the vibration. And so I know a lot of people think, manifesting is like a really big word right now, right? Oh, I manifested this, manifested that. Yeah, we are all doing it. We constantly, in the right now, in this second, in the right now. This is the only way that we manifest. And so when people are manifesting very specific things, it is because the vibration that they were in at the time that they were mentioning that thing, or that they were speaking about it, was one that attracts it to them, because they were speaking about it truthfully, like genuinely, as if it's already theirs, or they were expecting it without any doubt that of course it's going to come to them. This is how you manifest. But you can only manifest in the right now. So you know this because you're here and you're listening. So you are manifesting in this exact moment, this exact vibration that you're sending out right now. You're going to get more of it. So this is why it's really important. Let's say that you were having a bad day, or something wasn't going like you like it to go, that you ignore that as much as possible, and that you just put yourself in the high vibe state. So I'm going to give you guys a little story about what happened to me over the last couple of days. So I went back to Joplin. I am in St. Louis now, but I was back there for a few days because my kids are here visiting. So some of them came in there, some of them flew in here, and anyways, my daughter one day wants to go to these caves that are a couple hours from St. Louis. So we're like, cool, let's do it. But we were stopping over at my friend's house first. One thing led to another. A bunch of my friends were over there, and it was like 2:00 when we're like, oh, we better check on the time, make sure that cave's going to be open. And no, we wouldn't have made it. It closed at 4:00. Poor planning. So we were, at this time, she was disappointed. I'm feeling bad, like, dang it, this is what we wanted to do and we don't get to do it. So anyways, go the next day, go to Kansas City, go pick up my son and his wife, and we've got some plans, different things that we're going to do, because my child, or my couple kids who were here and the one who was flying in there, their trips are only overlapping for 2 days. Well, technically 3, but only able to be together for 2 of those. So we've got all these plans. And one of those is going to Silver Dollar City. Don't know if you've ever been there. Great vibes in that place. But this is the one that they all want to do, right? It's a theme park. They want to go ride some roller coasters, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so it's the last day. And my daughter's like, hey, well, let's go to this cave over here before we go to Silver Dollar City. And it's like, sweet, yep, let's do that. Now we can go to the cave that we didn't get to go to the other day. Totally different cave, but, a cave. Anyway, so we get up early, we go to this cave. It's great, it's awesome. Then we drive down to Silver Dollar City and we arrive and they're not open. We're like, okay, there's no one in the parking lot. But we had checked it, we had Googled it, and they said they were open from 1 until 9. So we arrived, a little bit after 1 o'clock. So anyways, I tell you that to tell you this. When that cave incident happened and we didn't make it, I was thinking, okay, obviously this was for a reason. But I could have, and she could have been extremely disappointed, been complaining about it, this or that. But we didn't. It was like, oh, that's okay. So then what happens, a couple days later? Well, we get to go to a cave. And we would not have gone to that cave had she gone, had we been able to go the couple days before. We wouldn't have needed to go to 2 different caves, so we wouldn't have gone. So all of us got to go together instead of just, it would have been basically me and my daughter. So then we, don't get to go to Silver Dollar City where we wanted to. So we go into Branson and we go and we do a different event instead. And the whole point of this is that you get what it is that you need, and that there is no point for even 1 minute to be disappointed if something seemingly doesn't work out, because it is working out. This is why there is no point complaining, because when you complain, then you are going to get more things to complain about. You are going to attract those things because you're complaining in the right now, and the right now is the only way that you manifest. So you're going to get more things to complain about. Whereas if you change it up and, something didn't work out, just think, good. It didn't work out like that because it wasn't supposed to. We weren't supposed to be there today. We were supposed to be doing this instead. Who knows what tomorrow is going to bring? It's going to be something good. It's going to be something wonderful. And when you reframe your life in this way, the goodness comes to you. It actually changes what you experience in your life. You might notice, that there's people who complain a lot about a lot of things, and they're tough to be around. It is difficult to be around that because it is a frequency, and it disrupts energies that are not in that frequency. So if you're really super high vibe, you're just a high vibe person, and you happen to be around people who are not high vibe and they're low vibe, you will start to notice it start to disturb your energy system. And you will want to teach these people, you will want to teach them the laws of the universe so that you can remain friends with these people and have them remain in your energy. Because it is so very difficult to be around people who don't understand, who have no spiritual growth, who don't realize that the words that they're speaking are manifesting, and that they're manifesting in the right now. And now I know that we go through difficult things, and we can ask why. We can ask, why is this happening? And we can be sad about things, and we can be disappointed about things. But the longer that we remain in those sad and disappointed energies, the more of them we are storing up for ourselves. We're creating our future with those emotions, those feelings, with those thoughts, with the words and the actions that arise from them. When you can be in the vibration of love, and only in the vibration of love, this is what you then create. And yes, it can be hard to maintain this. It can be extremely hard. You know that, obviously. You know that. You're a freaking human being, just like me. It can be very difficult, but it can be more difficult. It can be chaotic. It can be destructive to allow yourself to be dragged down into those lower frequency energies, especially when you don't want them around you. I know I dated this guy, and man, he would just talk bad about people. Man, it was annoying. speaking bad, making fun of people. And I thought, what the? I ended it because I couldn't be around that kind of trash mouth. The destruction that comes from that is terrible. Not only is he bringing that back on himself, and other people are going to think of him in the exact same way that he thinks of other people, but you are contaminating your environment that you are in. You're making it ugly. You're making it distorted. You are making it not how it is meant to be. Just imagine this. You're in the movie Avatar, and you see how everything's connected. Now, how beautiful that is, right? The trees are all connected. There's this, network of love that is flowing through every single thing, that is literally connecting everything. This is really how it is. And so just imagine that you have a disruption in that maybe one of the roots of the trees are, behaving improperly, that rather than realizing that they're connected to all and that everything is a benefit and that it's all good and wonderful, they're sending out some type of negative signal into the forest. What is happening? Well, first of all, it's going to affect the roots that are around it, right? They're going to contaminate it because that low vibrational energy is going to seep in to those. Now, you would hope that the forest maintaining the love that they've got wouldn't allow those roots to affect them, and maybe they would just end up, dwindling and dying off themselves and not necessarily affecting the rest of the forest. But while they are alive, it can be very destructive if there is a signal that is counteractive to the growth and the spiritual health of whatever it happens to be, in this case, the tree. So this is what's going on when you are dealing with someone who is sending out these negative criticisms, these critical judgments, or name calling, or bullying, making fun of. I want you to think about the vibration of that, and I want you to imagine that you are on the receiving end of it, but that you weren't aware, that you're overhearing this. So somebody's talking bad about you, but it's in secret, and you were to somehow subconsciously tune in it and know that it was happening. How would that affect you? What would that feel like? This is what you are doing to other people if this is what you do to other people. And then you run into that person later and it's almost awkward, right? Because you know that they know that they've been talking crap. You know it. Whether they appear so or not, whether you let on that you know or not, it doesn't matter. You subconsciously know. And so if you're sending these things out, they're going to be returned back to you. Not only is this detrimental to the person, not only is this detrimental to your life, but this is detrimental to the fact that we're creating an evolution of peace and love and harmony. We're creating heaven here on earth. And how do we do that when there isn't harmony here on earth? Which, if there is criticisms or judgments being made, then it's not harmonious, right? Because we're not viewing them in the proper light. This, another example is my ex-husband, and when I found out that he had betrayed me and all of these terrible quotes, things that he had done, I was devastated for 6 months, and I realize now what a blessing, what a freaking miraculous, magnificent blessing that this was for me, because I had been spiritually suppressed by him. And even being in that environment with him was damaging my psyche, my auric field. It was dragging me down to a lower frequency, and it's very difficult to maintain the frequency of just light and truth when you have someone who is not supportive of that. And so it was indeed a blessing, these betrayals and everything that he did. What goodness it brought into my life. And so I think about that now, and it's like, oh man, I was so, I wanted to friggin' die. I wanted to kill myself for like 6 months because my life as I knew it was over. We had 4 children. I was a stay-at-home mom. I'm homeschooling my kids. Like, what am I going to do? I've been betrayed. And, it was just devastating. What am I going to do? And then I realized now what a wonderful gift, what a wonderful blessing then that was for me, that it was in my life. I didn't even realize. So be thankful always, 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 always right now, because you're manifesting in the right now. And so when you can be thankful in this moment, even though it doesn't make sense, why am I thankful for this? Why am I thankful for that betrayal that happened? Why am I thankful for this thing that didn't work out, that I wanted it to work out? Why am I thankful? Because I'm thankful for all of the things in the right now. And I know that the right now is the only thing that we got right now. You're listening to me right now. It's the only thing we got. This moment. We're in it. And then there's the next moment and the next one, but that's in the future. The only one that you're in right now is right now. And the frequency and the vibration that you hold within this moment matters more than you could even imagine. So is there something in your life that you've been critical of or judgmental of or extremely disappointed in? Switch it up. Switch it up, because it is, I'm telling you this is 100% pure facts. It is a blessing, whatever it is. I don't know why, you'll figure that out eventually, but it is. And so start believing in this. Now, how much stronger did you become because of all the things that you've gone through in your life? How much more powerful? How much more have you realized what it is that you actually want in your life because of the things that you've gone through and the things that you've realized that, heck, I don't want that. I don't want that. And now you're going to see those red flags 10,000 miles away, and you're not going to put yourself in that situation ever again, because the frequency that you hold is now different. And if it is not, then you bet your butt, and you bet your bottom dollar, that same thing is going to repeat again. It will be repetitive. It will happen over and over and over and over and over and over and over if there's no spiritual growth that happens. Because until things shift, and until you start radiating the light, you are going to attract things to yourself that are not the light. But when you do radiate that love and that light, it will permeate your whole entire environment, and it will bring blessings to everything that is there. So notice how your words can uplift or bring somebody down. Notice how your thoughts do the exact same thing, that you could think something uplifting and wonderful, and you could think something lowly, and it will bring you down with a thought, your consciousness. And so if we want to evolve our consciousness, do we want to stick in those low frequencies, the ones that are sad and filled with disappointment, or do we want to raise those frequencies up to ones that are filled with happiness and joy and laughter and fun and real life? I love you, my friends. I really do. I really love you all. And so I want you to just think about for a second here the thoughts that throughout the day might creep into your head and bring you down. And maybe they bring you sadness. Now, the next time that one of those creeps into your head, I want you to become very, very aware of it. Like, and identify, I had a thought that just brought my vibration down. Become so freaking aware of it. And as you become very aware of it, you're then going to do something about this. So next time that thought creeps in and you see it, and it maybe makes you sad or mad or whatever it is, I want you to consciously laugh at it. Laugh at it. You could maniacally laugh at it. You could regular laugh at it. Just laugh. Just laugh. No matter how freaking upsetting it is. Laugh about it. And as you laugh about it, what is happening is that you are transmuting the energy that is there. You're distorting it in a very positive way. And you're creating a shift, a mental shift in your energy, and you're going to notice that there will be positive effects that come from this. Now, since I gained the enlightenment several years ago, I have found there is just so much more laughter in my life, and I might even laugh at extremely perceivably inappropriate times, but I actually can't help myself. And, perhaps something might seem like it was an inappropriate time, but you can also probably bet your butt that I wasn't even listening to whatever was being said, and I might have been in my own world just laughing about something. But this is what I want you to know about this, is that laughter, it cuts through, it transmutes negative frequency energies. So let's say that there was some kind of negative energy that was, being sent out, like in a room, in a group of people, and you had someone there that was high vibration. It depends whether they're tuned in or not. But if someone was listening to a conversation, they might use their brain and think, I need to say this thing, or I need to say that thing. They might do that. But if they're not, and if they're just being present, they might just start laughing because they're going to feel some type of different energy hit their auric field, and it's just going to cause them to laugh so that they can transmute that energy. So this is a beneficial thing. So I want all of you to get to that point in your life that you are so joyful, that you have that joyful energy, that happiness emanating from your body, from your energetic field. And so if something was to come into you, some thought, some word, some anything, somebody else coming into your energy field, and it wasn't up to par, if it wasn't up where you needed it to be, your laughter would just transmute that energy. Now, for a while there, I thought, maybe I'm just going crazy. Don't worry, we all feel this way at some point. Because of that, I thought, man, like, I would just be by myself. I honestly could get into laughing fits that I would laugh, and it was endless, and I would have to basically talk myself out of it. Because I was just like, do I got time for this? I don't know if I can keep laughing, which I really should have just let it flow. Like, who cares? But I just read this article the other day, and it was about these 3 monks, and all of them, they just traveled around and they laughed. And they would walk from town to town, and they wouldn't even really talk to people. People would ask them questions. They wouldn't even answer them. They would just laugh. They would just laugh. And so it came to the point one time that one of these monks passed away. And the next day, they're walking into a town, and everyone's expecting 3, but there's only 2. Well, he's passed away, and these other 2 monks are just laughing and laughing. And it's about transmuting the energy, and it's not that they didn't love their friend. When you're enlightened, you freaking know that when somebody dies, like, they're great now. Don't worry, they're freaking great. They're better than great. They're more than great. You know how you feel right now? They feel better than that. You know these things, and you know that the ultimate goal is to be in that perfect divine connection of the love. You know that. And so when you pass, that's it. You die, and you're in it, and you're in that. And so they know that. And especially when you are some enlightened being that's already spending your life in freaking laughter, you know it, and you know it without a doubt. And so why would that cause sorrow? It would only cause freaking more happiness, more laughter, knowing that your dear sweet friend is now somewhere where you're going to be eventually, and that's going to be a wonderful place. But I guess the whole point in this is that you're manifesting in the right now. And so if there is some area of your life where there is sadness, I need you to view this with a different perspective, because it is a learning, and it is a lesson, and there is something that you needed to gain from that particular situation, whatever it happened to be, whatever brought you sadness. Now, I know in my life there has been freaking many over the years that it's like, oh, I want, this particular thing, to work out. And then after the fact, you're like, thank freaking goodness that that didn't work out that way, because I certainly don't want that anymore. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that you're in the same boat, that you've had the same thing, that you're like, oh, I would like this to work out in this way, and then it doesn't, and then later on, something better worked out, and you're like, friggin' good thing that didn't work out that way, because I would be, in this situation. Or maybe there's some job that you really wanted, and you're like, oh, I just want that job, and then you get it, and then you're like, man, this wasn't the thing at all. Sometimes we think that we want things, and we don't even want those things, because all we want is a certain vibration. And what we are hoping for is that thing will bring it to me. And so then when you go and you finally get that thing, and you realize, okay, I guess things can't bring me that thing. The only thing that can make my vibration that is me. So I need to be in that vibration of happiness, or that thing's not going to bring me happiness, because things don't bring happiness. We do. We bring them ourselves. And so if you're not in the vibration that you want to be in, The only person that can do anything about it, darling, is you. So what do you need to let go of? What do you need to stop doing? Okay, I'm going to ask you that right now. What do you need to stop doing? What just came to you right now? What just came to you? Stop doing it. Like immediately, right now. Now, is this an addiction? Is this something that's difficult for you to stop? Okay, well, it is coupled with a really uncomfortable feeling, isn't it? A terrible, uncomfortable feeling. And the only thing that makes that feeling go away is to give in to that addiction, right? Okay, well, you are not weak. You have so much strength and so much power within you that the next time that that feeling comes up and tells you, oh, go do this, so that that feeling will go away, you tell that feeling to just shut up. You tell it, shut up. I don't need you. I realized this morning that I need to let you go. And I'm not going to give you one more minute of my life, because my life is precious. My energy is precious, and I want to store it up for myself and not give it to something that's trying to control me in the way that I want to live my life. Let that thing go. Let it go right now. In this moment, in the right now. It's already done. It's already done, my darling. It's already done. Believe me when I say, in the right now, in this moment, it's already done. You already let it go. You already decided. You already chose. Choose and make a decision right now, in this moment, that it's for right now. So much goodness is going to come in your life. Now, let me ask you another question. What do I need to start doing? What do I need to start doing? What have you been putting off that you need to start doing? Or maybe it's something you used to do and you need to start doing it again. What is it? Now, I want you to think about all the excuses and all the reasons why you haven't done it yet. Because you've got them, right? Oh, I don't have the time. Oh, this or that, Whatever your reason is, whatever your excuses are. They're not valid. They're not valid. If you haven't the time, then make the time. And so, here, let me give you an example here. So, I've been running weight loss groups for freaking nearly 10 years. And many times people will be like, oh, well, I need to start going to the gym or doing this or that. And, well, how long do you need? Well, I need to be there for an hour. You know what, honey? I have, since I was 16 years old, when I had my first baby, I started going to the gym while I was pregnant. After the fact, went to these postnatal classes, and I was part of the YMCA, and I realized all these classes that they had, and I thought, man, I need to start attending these classes. And so one day I just decided that I was going to go and I wasn't going to miss, and I was just going to keep doing it. Well, life happens. I ended up teaching exercise classes for about 20 years. And then after I was finished, I just thought, you know what, I'm just never not going to work out. I'm just always going to do it. And so even if I only had 10 minutes, I would take the 10 minutes. And so, I would say that the people in my group, if you had 3,650 minutes that you could exercise in a year, would you say that that was a lot? And they're like, ooh, yeah, that is a lot. Okay, well, that's only 10 minutes a day. It's only 10 minutes a day, and 10 minutes a day of exercise, something like that, it will change your life. When you guarantee and you ensure yourself that you are going to do that 10 minutes no matter what, you're just going to do 10 minutes, it will change your life. Now, who doesn't have 10 minutes? And if you don't have 10 minutes, make the time. Get up 5 minutes early, go to bed 5 minutes late. Problem solved, just right there. And when we stop making excuses for why we're not doing it in the right now, then we start doing it in the right now, and then our life changes just like that. Because we're making different decisions for ourselves, and those change things for us. And then when we stop disappointing ourselves, because if you've told yourself that you need to stop doing something or you need to let go now and you haven't done it, how do you then feel about yourself after the fact? You start to get down on yourself. And what happens when you get down on yourself? You lower that vibration even more. So now you're thinking, I need to let go of this thing, and you're feeling however about it. Now you didn't do it, so now you're feeling however about it. And then let's say that weeks or months or years go on, well, you're just feeling less and less and less and less worthy of letting that thing go, because at some point you think, well, it's not even possible anymore. But it is. There are major decisions. Choose wisely, because there are major decisions in your life that will change everything for you. And every time that you are making a decision, you can ask yourself, what frequency am I in? If I were to think about the outcome of this decision of me letting that thing go, tune into that. Put yourself in that, in the vision of the future. Put yourself in the vision of you stopping, letting go of that thing now. What does it feel like? This is how you know. This is how you know. The truth will set you free. The truth feels like freedom. Truth feels like freedom. And so if there's some area of your life where you're not feeling freedom, where you're feeling bound down and you're feeling controlled by something or someone, you're not free. You're not living in truthful energies. You've made decisions and you're making choices. Maybe you're choosing something even daily, even all the time, that are destructive and detrimental to your spiritual growth and success because you keep choosing that old pattern, that old thing. Let it go now. And as you let go of it, it's going to change things in your life. So choose wisely. Make decisions that bring more truth, meaning more freedom into your life. You'll know when the decisions that you choose align with love. This is how we know. This is always the way to choose and make decisions. This is also a good way to think about things. When you think about something and it makes you feel sad, we already talked about that, you're not choosing the right thing because sad thoughts don't bring freedom. Therefore, they're not the truth. Therefore, you are using your free will, your mind, to choose and indulge in something that is hellish rather than heavenly. And as you choose those hellish thoughts, you are then in the frequency of that hellish thought, and you will choose and you will make decisions and you will take actions from that hellish space, and you will create it and you will bring more of it into your life. Now, if that is not something that you want, then you need to choose wisely and you need to make decisions that align with a heavenly way of thinking, things that uplift you. Think about it. Somebody says something to you and it's uplifting. Somebody says something to you and it brings you down. You do this to yourself all day long. And so because you have free will and you can choose and you can make decisions, why don't you choose heavenly thoughts? Choose something that's uplifting and that makes you feel wonderful. Because then you're choosing the truth, because then you're choosing freedom. You'll know the truth and the truth will set you free. This is how you can judge. This is how you can determine it, and you can know whether the way that you were thinking is correct or not. Does it bring you freedom or not? That's it. It's as simple as that. And when you put your faith and when you put your belief in the love rather than in the fear and the hell, you will create an evolution, an era of peace and love. And you are doing this through your thoughts, through your words, and through your actions, and there's a whole collective of us, and we're doing the same thing. I love you all so very much. Thank you guys for tuning in here today. I know that was a little all over the place, but I missed y'all, and I'm glad to be back, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.